Hi guys. My hair is always weird. Like this side is perfectly rounded out, while this side is. Oh well. Okay. I want to do a video about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but I wasn't quite sure what my standing point was. And before I begin with this video, I would like to say, I am not you. You are not me. We do not think the same way. We may have similarities like being human beings, but we're different people. You may agree with some of the things that I say and I feel. You may disagree with the majority of things that I say and I feel. But this is my video, so I'm speaking from my side. Respect that. Understand that when watching my videos. People don't know how to disagree. Just because you disagree with someone doesn't mean you have to curse them out or call them names or they should die. Anyway, I'm gonna do this video about illuminati. Now, before I say what I feel about it, let me say what my understanding of what it is as being portrayed by books and YouTube and other sources. Now, the Illuminati is an elite group of people, rich people, who want to control the world, control the money, control the people, to manipulate people, to mix people with robots, so just to get people doing all kind of crazy stuff so they can continue to be in control and they get their authority, their power, their rewards from Satan. Right? Right? Okay. I don't believe that. I'm not saying that there's not a group, I guess. I believe the quote unquote Illuminati is nothing but Satan. Think about all of the things that they're saying that Illuminati wants to do. Wants to pervert humanity, wants to open up, make it socially acceptable for bestiality, to confuse genders, to promote homosexuality, to promote mixing humans into robots. That sounds like something Satan would want to do. Because if we are God's most prized possession, wouldn't Satan want to corrupt the way that God created us? The things that he set out for us, the way that we move and the way that we function in our flesh, and since we are created in his image, why not destroy this image? Mix it with other species, with animals, with robots, change it. God gave us free will. Enslave us. Take away our free will. It sounds like it's Satan. Now, and he's using people to go along with it. You know, this is how I see it. Satan as a contractor, and I'm not saying everyone who got a part of this. Let me just explain how I see it. He's a contractor, and he knocks on your door. Wow, this is a really nice house you have here. I heard you were looking to remodel it. And you're like, wow, yeah, but I don't have the money. I don't have scared. I don't have the means. Don't worry about it. I'll do it for free. All you have to do is give me the basement. A basement? No problem. Nobody even uses the basement. Okay. So you let him know how you want your house to be remodeled, and you want this, and you want that, and you want this, that. And he gives you way more than what you asked for. Way more than what you asked for. You're like, wow, this is amazing. This is beautiful. And he's like, thanks. Bye-bye. He converts your basement into a crack house, a drug house. Go back in the living room, please. People having, yes? Okay, I'll be in there in a second, okay? People doing drugs and having orgies and stuff. See, you're making me mad now. Thank you. And every now and again, they come from up the basement, take your food, disrupting you, disrupting your children, disrupting your life, to where you can't fully enjoy your newly remodeled house. So then you go to the contractor and you're like, look, this is way more than what I bargained for. You're like, wait a minute. This was a part of our deal, our binding contract. So you feel like you're stuck. But you can grow the balls and be like, you know what? This is my house. Get out. You can go to the legislature. You can go to the courthouse. You can prove that you own this house. You have the rights to this house, and the judge can grant. That's like the house. The contractor has to go. So then he leaves. Now the judge is God. The house is your body. The remodeling was whatever fame or fortune you wanted. Do you think he's just gonna leave peacefully? No, he's gonna burn down your house. Now, with that said, people who have gotten involved in these demonic things, they can win their life back through Christ and be accepted into heaven. They're just not going to live long, because by granting Satan that control that he has, yeah, God will remove him, but he's going to come back and set you out on fire. That's just basically it. That's how I see what the Illuminati as. Yeah, Satan is the one that's doing the mind controlling and the manipulating. A lot of people may not even know what they're getting into. That's just like if I was an aspiring singer, young impressionable girl, sneak backstage at the Beyonce concert and see her chanting this chant, and it helps her sing better. See her drinking this certain liquid and it helps her perform better. And I say, well, what was that? And then I start chanting it. Then I start drinking it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know that it's working for me. And that's another way I feel like maybe people got involved with this satanic force, to where they honestly don't feel like anything is wrong. Because there's something going on. There's too many similarities in interviews with people talking, both from the past and the present. There's a reason why they end up on drugs, and they end up trying to suppress their feelings, and they end up all of the things that they end up, because it seems like they're being taken away from God. They're being spiritually disconnected from God. And when you're spiritually disconnected from God, anything can happen. And then Satan may present something to you to keep you blinded from being spiritually disconnected from God. You're still getting blessed, so you think. You're still getting riches. You're still getting this. You're still getting that. You're still getting this. You're still getting that. So it's like, well, I have no need to try to go back to God, because He's still blessing me. He's still blessing me. He's still blessing me. But you have this empty feeling, and you study drinking, and you study doing this, and you study doing that, because what people talking about Beyonce and this person and that person are individual devil worshippers. They're not in control of their careers. They're not. This is a group effort. Even the group may not have a complete idea of what's going on. Satan does. He's a lot smarter, more powerful, and elaborate than what we think. Just like I saw an interview with the man who designed the aliens for the Alien movie. Which, people don't know this, but the alien is actually part machine, part man, and part woman. But anyway, he's an artist, and inside his home, he has all of these crazy, demonic pictures, usually focused around a woman, like a female monster, a female demon. And he says that, but he also had these holy things, kind of like he feels somewhat haunted. And these images come to him, and when he draws them or he sculpts them or whatever, he feels like it's an exorcism. But since this brought him fame and fortune, huh? Go ahead. Go ahead, Arch. Go ahead. It brought him fame and fortune. Okay, now you can't have the orange because you keep doing this. Now you can go back in the living room and no orange. Bye-bye. He's making a living off of it. So he's like, well, it can't be that bad. It's just so much to it. It is. But I do not believe it's a group of people controlling anything or anyone. It's people being controlled by the dark one and not understanding the fullness of what's going on. Now, I'm not saying all of them, because somebody understands what's going on. There's somebody who believes, or there was somebody, or there may be a few somebodies who believe that they're Satan's right-hand man, that Satan's going to have my back, Satan's going to protect me from the wrath of God, when Satan is going to push you in first. You know. But yeah. I have so many more thoughts and ideas and my own interpretation of this whole Illuminati thing. But it's like the only advice I can give anyone when watching these videos or reading these articles is you cannot believe everything you hear. You can't. No matter who says it, me or anyone else. You have to use your own discernment. You have to, get a message from God, from what you believe. We as people need to start trusting ourselves more. Because we trust other people more than we trust ourselves. And that's crazy. We need to start trusting ourselves, because before, and I believe this is everyone in the world, regardless of being a good or a Christian or a righteous or whatever kind of person, we always get some type of warning. That's because of how much God loves and how much grace He gives us. Yeah, when someone does something to you, they are 100% responsible for it, but you have to think about it. If you had to listen to that warning, maybe that would not have happened. And it happens to me all the time. And it's like, the majority of the time I don't listen. But as it gets closer and closer and closer to the big thing that's going to happen that I'm getting worried about, that negative, that feeling is coming back. That drawn feeling is like, wait a minute, okay, something is not right. Something is about to happen. But usually by that point, you feel like you're in too deep. You're never in too deep. And this whole selling your soul thing, you can't sell your soul. It's not yours to sell. You belong to God. That's another mind manipulation that Satan has, to where he feels like, you feel like, well, I did this and this and this and this, I can never go back to God. You can always go back to God. Satan's still going to try to burn your house down. Well, you reap what you sow. At least you get to go to heaven. That's some of my thoughts. You'll feel how you feel. You'll think what you think. At the end of the day, people are just people. That's it. People are just people. We are somewhat of an empty vessel, and we are filled with the choices that we make. But because we are very ignorant, all of us, we don't understand the consequences of the choices that we make. And if we fully understood those consequences, we wouldn't have made those choices. So the best thing we can do is build up our spiritual muscle. That's all we can do. We can't depend on our pastor. We can't depend on anyone, because if they're not spiritually right with God and spiritually strong, we're expecting them to lift us, and then they fall short. You seen the movie Exorcist? Dude was losing his faith in God because his mother died. Therefore, he wasn't able to perform the exorcism. So he said, forget it, demon, get inside me, and then he killed himself. Kind of like that. I'm not saying you don't trust your pastor and all of that, but you have to trust yourself. Build your own spiritual muscle to where if that pastor does fall short, you're strong enough to pick up the slack. Learn how to pray for yourself. Learn how to bless yourself. It's a muscle. And the stronger it gets, the more you'll be capable of doing. And that's something that I'm trying to do, because I build it up. But then, like, I have a baby. If you have a baby, your body gets, weaker than it's ever been, ever. Yeah. I just get so weak with bad decisions. Or you get overly confident and cocky, which in me sounds spiritual strength. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I would love to respectfully hear what anyone has to say based on anything that I've said. I'm getting tired of the YouTube BS. That's why it's called YouTube. So you're watching me. So this is my thoughts, my mind. How can you hate someone because they think differently from you? Isn't that what makes us individual? I gotta get this proof right. Isn't that what makes us human beings? Isn't that what the free will that God gave us? Just think about it. What if God came down and actually did some of the things that you guys say? when you do something wrong or when you do something outside of the guidelines that he gave us. He's the only one that has that right. And he doesn't do it. So what makes you feel like you can do it? Later.